Hey there, it's Abby, and I just wanted to say, first of all, I am so excited that you are interested in learning more about coaching and that you're doing the right thing, which is doing your research and learning more about it. I know I definitely creeped on YouTube and blogs and Facebook for all sorts of info when I was first tossing around being a coach, and I literally creeped on my coach's page for months before ever liking a post of hers or anything because I was really intrigued. But I wanted to do my homework first. And so I want to share a little bit just briefly with you about my story, kind of why I coach and what our team is all about and what you could expect if you wanted to jump in and learn more. So if you don't know my story at all, I am a mom of 2 kids. I have my son Caleb and my daughter Paisley. I'm married to my college sweetheart, and I actually recently quit my full-time career to be able to be home full-time with my kiddos and coach full-time. And if you're like me at all, you may be someone who's wanting more or just interested in adding extra income or accountability, but you have a lot of questions and nerves, and I can probably resonate with all of those because those were my fears coming into it. So to take you back a little bit, my story was I had always been pretty active. I had horses and just loved doing outdoor stuff, had been really active all the way through. And then after college and after getting married, I kind of put on the newlywed pounds. I don't know if anyone has had that experience, but and the ironic thing is I thought I was eating healthy because we cooked at home a lot. We didn't go out to eat a ton. And I did Jillian Michaels 30-day shred, but somehow I just kept gaining weight and gaining weight and gaining weight. And I would go to the gym and I'd be so intimidated by the machines, and I didn't want to hire a personal trainer. And I just was discouraged. And I kind of was like, well, I guess this is me now. Fast forward to, I did actually Insanity with a friend, and I didn't get any results because I thought I was burning 1,000,000 calories a day because I was, and so I didn't follow the meal plan at all, and I really struggled with the nutritional side of things. Then I got pregnant with my son, and he was a surprise, so I needed to go back to work when he was 6 weeks old. We didn't have a budget for gym membership. We didn't have a budget for buying myself new clothes for work. And so I really needed to find a solution where I could fit back into my work clothes and do it working around my son and my full-time job. And I just didn't have time. If you're a working mom, you probably understand that stress. And so a girl actually from one of those what to expect message boards found me on Facebook, and she shot me a message and asked if I would be interested in doing a 21-day group with 30-minute workouts with her. And it was exactly what I needed at the time. So I was like, sign me up. I can drink a chocolate shake. This is perfect. I'm all in. And what happened was I did the 21-day fix, and it changed my life. I learned meal planning, which I'd always been terrible about. I learned that I could still have the ice cream and the bread and the foods that I really loved, but that I needed to up my veggie count, and I needed to be aware of the portions I was eating. And I lost all the baby weight and then some. And my life was totally changed, and I felt better about myself than I had ever felt before. My coach, the girl that invited me, she ended up quitting the business, and I actually didn't even know that it was a business when she invited me. I thought she was just really sweet and doing it out of the kindness of her heart. But I was on Instagram, and I stumbled across my now coach's account, and she was sharing about the opportunity and the business and what it was doing for her family, and it caught my eye because it was speaking my language. And I remember thinking, if I could help just one other woman feel as good as I feel now, that would mean the world to me. And I knew that while I was terrified to share my journey publicly, that it would help me with accountability and I would get a discount. And so my husband was all for that. He was like, you can get a discount? Perfect. You're gonna do that. And in my mind, any extra income was just like icing on the cake. We didn't have a lot of money. We were a really tight budget at the time. I was working full-time. Caleb didn't sleep through the night. My husband was working full-time, and he was in paramedic school as well. And so the time of starting coaching in anyone else's mind was probably not ideal. We had a lot going on. I didn't have time, but I felt this little nudge on my heart where I wanted something more. And the current situation that my family was having was not what I wanted. Even though I had my dream job, even though I loved my career and my coworkers, I hated dropping my son off at daycare. It broke my heart, and I didn't like feeling like I was living only for the weekend to have that Sunday night stress come around. And I didn't like having to check our bank account every 20 seconds. And I realized there was this opportunity of doing something that I already was doing, which was health and fitness, and being able just to share that. So I like I said, I stalked YouTube and all the profiles and did my research, and I brought it up to my husband, and he is a finance guy, and so he read through all the policies and procedures and the compensation plan. He is not someone to jump into big risks, and I was like, is it a pyramid scheme? I don't know. And he read through it, and he's like, Abby, this is an amazing opportunity, and I think you'd be really good at it, and I think you should just go for it. And so I know that not everybody's spouse is on board like mine was, and I don't take it for granted, but having that like stamp of approval was all I needed to. So when I very first started, I did it kind of part-time, and I still do, honestly, because I'm a mom of two young kids, but I worked in these little 20-minute pockets of my day, and really the first week into coaching, I was hooked, and I was like, gosh, how fun is this? Like, literally all I get to do is publicly share the things that are helping me, not in a spammy, salesy way, but just sharing, like, as a mom, how am I fitting fitness into my life? As a busy woman, how am I meal planning and prepping and saving money and these things that are oftentimes intimidating for others? And I just started sharing that, not in a salesy way, but in a way that was relatable and encouraging. I didn't do social media before coaching. I was on it just a couple times. I barely ever posted, and so that was a big fear of mine. But what I've realized is that social media is this amazing platform and tool where I can have my own little corner of the world to inspire and empower and encourage others. And as an introvert and someone who's in a very small town and who had less than 200 friends on Facebook, it's honestly really, really fun and encouraging. So those fears of all of that piece of like, am I going to be that spammy, salesy person? No. And that's not what we do on our team. That's not who we are. So as coaches, what we get to do is we get to share our journey publicly, and then we get to plug people into our support and accountability groups. And these are groups where they're done through a private app or a closed Facebook group, and we get to work one-on-one with women with their goals, walk them through a program that will fit their nutritional and fitness needs. We get to encourage and empower one another and help each other show up every single day. And that is just the most fun. We also get to connect with other women like you who are interested in maybe doing this as well, in just sharing their perfectly imperfect journey and encouraging other people along the way. We get paid weekly. There's an amazing compensation plan and chances to earn trips and prizes and all sorts of things. And in about 2.5 years, and I will say I'm a slow mover for the coaching world, but in about 2.5 years, I was able to, by working between a half hour and an hour a day, replace my corporate income and actually come home and do this full time with my kids. And it's just been the biggest gift to pay forward. So that's a little bit of my story, a little bit about what we actually do as coaches. So if you're someone who likes to inspire and empower others, or who wants to, if you're someone who finds accountability by sharing your journey, and you do not have to be a fitness expert, you do not have to be a nutrition expert, you honestly shouldn't be at your goal weight. I think it's more inspiring to watch someone through their journey, and you want to make a little bit of an extra income, have a community of support, this could really be something that works for you. On our team, my team is called the Pineapple Empire, and we say that because our motto is stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. We're a group of women who empower and encourage others, who grow in confidence. We love GIFs, those little comments, you know. We celebrate big. We have so much fun together. And so if you're looking for a group of women who are positive and encouraging, who want to shout each other out and support each other's victories, we share every resource. We train you well, and so you're never left alone, but you get built into this built-in, like, instant best friends, not cliquey. We have every age group, honestly, walk of life on our team, but it's the kind of cohesive bind are, even though we all have different strengths and personalities, we're people who are more passionate about growth than we are fear. And we're more passionate about living lives not filled with regret, but jumping in even before we're ready. We're women who are introverts, who are married, who are single, who have kids, who work really high-stress jobs, who stay home full-time. Like, you have every range of the gamut, but that binding factor is that we want to encourage, empower, and inspire other people, just like I said, through sharing our own imperfect journeys. For me, health and fitness is so much more than about just the six-pack, right? Beachbody programs changed my life because all of a sudden I was confident in my body, but what that spun into was energy to keep up with my kids at the park. Not asking my husband every day when I got dressed if something made me look fat. I found inner confidence through diving into personal development and so much growth. Guys, I'm an introvert and I'm shy and I can be insecure, but I have found through stepping into this opportunity, it has radically changed my relationships and my own self from the inside out. And that is what I love paying forward to other women, because when you can inspire one woman, that has a ripple effect around the world. And there are people who need you. There are people that only you can reach through your story, that need that need not necessarily to lose 100 pounds, although maybe there are those people in your life, but maybe the people who just need support, encouragement, feeling confident again. And that is what we get the privilege and joy of offering. So I hope you are excited to learn more. I would love to visit with you more, but that is my story and a little bit of our journey about our team. And I hope that you are going to jump in. I can't wait to talk to you more.